We are live. We're live in two places.
We are live in at least one place. So, hello to all of you folks out there in live land.
The Tri-Cities area especially.
That's it.
Because this is Tri-Cities Talks.
That's right.
And
oh, there we go. We're live.
Live in both places. All right.
We are live in both
We're live
places.
on Tri-City Talks on this beautiful Friday the 8th of the year 2020. This is the strange year that you see all the memes about. It's almost like being in Jumanji, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like you're playing Jumanji.
Yeah.
Because you never know what's going to
You
come up
don't know.
next.
Yeah, you don't know what's going to come up next. It's kind of crazy.
Well, I'll tell you what, while you're getting your stuff ready, the technology going, I'm going to say a prayer for this technology. And we had a better technology time this week than last week.
I think we'll be a little better this time.
All right, so here we go. Let's
All
say
right.
a prayer to get us kicked off.
Okay.
Dear Lord, we thank you once again for bringing us all together. Lord, we got a little bit of storms out there this evening, some rain and all. But Lord, we know you're going to keep us dry and safe and protected. Lord, we thank you once again for allowing us to put on this show and to hopefully entertain others.
Yes.
I mean, Lord, we ask that they would get some entertainment and maybe hear a little bit about you now when we're all said and done. We ask all this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
All right. Well, that was a quick one.
That was. I hate trying to get this going when we're first starting because it's rude and it looks bad, but we got to get more people on our Facebook page.
Yep.
Tri-City Talks page. That way we can have more, because we only have like 80 people on there. So it's hard to get folks to tune in when we go live from the page. So, yeah, y'all need to share and like the page.
That's right. Like, subscribe, share, describe too if you want. Prescribe to it, whatever it takes.
So I need you to share and like. So Facebook page, please like it and share it. On the YouTube page, you want to subscribe, just have to go there and search it. But make sure you do that so we can get more likes on our page.
Yeah, and well, there's a whole lot of stuff going on. Like we were kidding before we all started. It's like being in Jumanji.
Yeah.
With the next level, you got to fight the murder hornets, and I think we saw a murder pigeon out on our bird feeder day because it had like red on it, like it just murdered something. Anyway,
you'll see those in the news next. The murder pigeon.
Murder pigeon been spotted, and you heard it here first, folks.
That's right. Here on Tri-City Talks.
That's right.
You also get the best news in town.
Mm.
What's wrong?
I drank too much.
Not like always, just Coca-Cola.
That's the Coca-Cola. That's right.
So.
Well, yesterday we figured out that we kind of forgot something. Yesterday,
That totally slipped.
Yesterday was the day of prayer.
National
Day of Prayer. And normally we remember that.
Yeah, because
the first Thursday in May. And you were lucky enough or blessed enough one year to go to the state capitol.
That was 2010.
That's right. You were asked to come to the state capitol and pray for the media outlets in the area, and I thought that was pretty cool.
That was like a major blessing. But that same year, Russ Rayner, who helped with the National Day of Prayer, did a youth event there in
Innsbruck.
Yep. Yeah, he did a youth event, hosted that before that weekend, National Day of Prayer that weekend, and we had Aurelio Barreto came, which is the founder of the Not of This World. I don't know if you can see my tattoo, but I'd gotten this tattoo just before he came, thinking, no biggie, and I took the copyright off of it. And I said, it won't be a big deal. And then I found out he was coming and I was going to meet him, and I really thought he was going to sue me. But it was a crazy thing. But Decipher Down was there. It was pretty cool. And then we got to pray at the Capitol. So it was quite an honor. But the fact that we forgot about it, but I didn't see anything out there yesterday.
Well, times are so weird right now. It's kind of hard to keep up with things.
Yeah.
But the only reason we saw was because President Trump, Mike Pence, and their lovely significant others were praying at the White House yesterday. And that was pretty cool. But
That's a very refreshing
for
thing.
all of y'all that forgot about the National Day of Prayer, shame on you. Shame on you and shame on me. Because we forgot about it. Forgive me, Lord. But, we won't do that again. I mean, that was kind of strange. But normally we do remember that every year. But it's kind of hard to believe where we're at.
We're too busy thinking about the murder hornets.
That's right, the murder hornets. Oh, Lord.
Yep.
Man.
So what's up, Francis? Francis is here. She said, "Hey, my peeps."
What's up?
What's up?
I'll tell you what else is up.
What's up?
Today we're celebrating the 75th anniversary of VE Day.
Really?
Yes, when our boys won victory in Europe during World War II.
That's awesome.
Yes. So.
And along those lines, I will remind everybody.
It wasn't just Americans because it was everybody.
Okay.
Anyway, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say along those lines, we've talked about Henry Kidd and the mural he was doing for the vets to recognize and honor them. I've shared that to our page, Tri-City Talks. He's actually finished it. It's completed now. And it looks amazing. He put it out there today, so you want to check that out and see the amazing job he did to honor the vets, the Vietnam vets.
Yes, it is really nice. It's got a neat little way he's got it situated. Displayed. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
Wow, it's foggy in here today. Up in here.
I was going to say only on that side of the room.
Up in his brain. It wasn't like that earlier this morning, but it's like that now. I don't know what happened. Well, speaking of murals.
All right.
It's a goofy word. It's a weird word. It's a painting on the side of a building.
That's
right.
What
we're talking about here.
Yeah.
On the side of the old Butterworth building in Hopewell, Butterworth Furniture, in historic downtown.
Hopewell.
Well, they put some suggested murals out there.
The city has the downtown
Hopewell Downtown Partnership. I would suggest everybody go to look at the murals they have suggested, and in my opinion, and I'm pretty sure you're of the same opinion because we had talked about this a little bit, that nothing that they've put out there was. We got like 8 different suggestions. It was 8 or 6 or 8?
6, I think.
Yeah. Anyway,
none of them.
Might as well had none because none of them don't represent anything having to do with Hopewell. But I would suggest that people go look at Hopewell Downtown Partnership, look on their page of suggestions, and they want to put these things in historic downtown Hopewell.
Yeah, look at it for yourself. And if you're a Hopewellian, go out there and vote. Put your comments out there. Because personally, everything that they're doing is more modern, and the artwork is okay artwork, but it's not fitting for the city of Hopewell.
This is like a good place for graffiti to start.
Yeah, it looks like a great place for graffiti to start. So if you haven't seen it, you can go to the Hopewell Issues page, and they keep that. Karen Klein keeps that updated really well with things that are going on, as well as some other things that happened in Hopewell yesterday. But you'll want to go check it out and look at this. I mean, Rick suggested, paint the Good Ship Hopewell on the side of the building.
Yeah, something like that.
Or someone else suggested, because it's the old Butterworth building, paint the old logo on the side of the building.
Yeah, the way the old sign used to look when I was a kid.
One of the paintings is a bunch of flipping rockets. Just rockets.
Yes. And H's, like big H's.
Yeah, just all kinds of weird H's.
Yeah. So
anyway, it's art. The art is great art for something else. It's just not good art for
the historic district.
The historic district, yeah. I mean, and that's our opinion. I'm sorry, that's our perspective. But anyway, because of the news in Hopewell, you had something else you wanted to talk about that happened in Hopewell yesterday.
Yesterday, they commissioned a new submarine down to the Hopewell Marina.
It was a Chevrolet.
It was a Chevrolet submarine.
Did you know Chevrolet made submarines?
Well, I knew that. I didn't know they made them with windows that rolled down. Because that's not a really good idea on a submarine. But this one had windows that rolled down. No, seriously, a car ended up in the water.
Somebody drove their car straight into the marina.
And it wasn't even at the ramp. It was whoosh, off the side, through a barrier.
I don't know what they were doing.
I guess it could happen to anybody wrong.
And then
in the wrong place, hitting the wrong pedal. And
there are 3 fishermen out there that actually got out of the boat and went in and saved the person who was driving.
Yeah.
So,
They determined it wasn't a keeper, and they threw her back. Lord, forgive me, Lord.
the page is that you go to is Hopewell
Topics and events.
Topics and events.
Yeah.
Hopewell Topics and Events, and you can like that, and you can stay in the know of almost everything going on in the city of Hopewell.
Yeah.
So, and Francis had asked. So.
Oh yeah, some controversial, some not.
Yeah, they put some good stuff out there.
There was a lot of good stuff.
They did put out there today that the Hopewell did a parade and a recognition for the teachers for Teacher Appreciation Day. So they had that up at the high school. Yes, for the art. It's also there for the art, so you can see the link. Hey, William joined us. What's up, William? So check that out. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it was funny. They did the parade for the teachers and recognition, and our grandson Hunter, he and his grandma, his nanny, and his uncle Zach were in the parade, and they dressed up like superheroes. So they stopped by today in their little superhero outfits and said, "Hey, that was really neat." But they're still doing stuff to, work on the teachers. And because it has been Teacher Appreciation Week, I don't know if we said anything about this last week or not, but we want to say we appreciate all the new teachers
Exactly. Yeah.
that have come about since March that never went to school, never went to college, and never even dreamed of being teachers.
That's right.
We recognize you.
And us.
And us, because we're part of that group now. For those of you that are having to homeschool at home, we recognize you for your efforts.
And I don't want it. I don't want that job. I'd rather be the job. I'd rather have the job of the dude that takes care of the blue water and the porta johns. I'd rather have that job and get half the pay of being a teacher and getting paid. Does that make sense?
Wow. Yeah, I guess. That's a pretty crappy job.
Yeah, but it's not as crappy as the teacher thing.
Well, anyway. The bad thing about the teacher thing, when you're a grandparent, having to teach them, we got to be the bad guy.
Yeah, we don't want to be the bad guys.
No.
We got to do that with our kids. We don't want to do it with the grandkids.
I know. You don't get to enjoy them. So if he gets upset or something's not going right, you got to do your work. Anyways.
Yeah, grandparents. That's where kids go to get away and have a good time.
I know.
And get extra ice cream and stuff like ice cream before dinner.
Can't even get ice cream.
No, that's right. So.
All right, what's next?
I'd kill for a Nutty Buddy right now.
No, you wouldn't.
And a Slurpee.
Yeah, you'd be all right.
Oh, yes.
And the Slurpees are on sale right now, too, aren't they?
No, those are big gulps.
Mm-hmm.
I keep getting these 7-Eleven updates, and they're taunting me.
All right, what's next? What's next?
Are we done with the picking on the lady at the marina?
Unfortunately, it was an unfortunate incident, but whatever. It's news.
It was funny.
It's news for Hopewell.
Yes, something.
I'm glad she is okay. The lady is safe.
Her car is not in really good shape, but
but look, okay. Hey man, she's not going to need a wash job.
That's right. That's
she
right.
Probably won't need to clean her interior either, because
And that's not the new Hopewell Public Car Wash. I remember the trestle when I was growing up. The railroad trestle we'd paint on the side of Hopewell Public Pool. That's where we used to swim at. So it was fun. It might still say that on there. If it doesn't, we can fix it.
No, you're not. You get hurt. All right. So what's next?
Okay. So we talked about that. I do want to remind everybody, though, that this Sunday is Mother's Day.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yes.
So
it certainly is.
It's not going to be your traditional go to church Mother's Day kind of thing either.
Just like Easter wasn't your traditional go to church.
No,
Easter
there's a whole lot of non-traditional things happening right now.
We're making history, dude. We are
history
in the making. That could be good and that could be bad.
Could be bad.
But we are history in the making.
When more of those murder pigeons show up.
I want to say happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there. We wish you a wonderful Sunday and hope that even in the wake of the storm,
that's right.
Coronavirus for what it is,
good day.
We hope you have a great Mother's Day.
Yes. Yeah, because it's not easy right now. Things are.
It's not easy.
A lot of people are out of their element.
Being cheesy.
But anyways.
Yeah.
So, that being said, some good things are coming out of this, and some not so good things. But we do have a few more things that are going on. Well, I got a lot of notes here today. They're all out of order. My papers are not in order.
Your papers are not in order. So what's next?
You sound like the Swedish chef off of the Muppets. Your papers are not in order. You're supposed to sound like a like a German. Your papers are not in order.
I'm sorry.
Anyway. Okay, so we were talking about Emily's bracelets. Young ladies making bracelets. She has cerebral palsy, but she's making these bracelets, and some of the proceeds are going to benefit Special Olympics.
Right.
Well, right now through Wholesale Guitars, they have sold 192 bracelets through their store, but she has a website.
That's right.
And it's what emily'sbracelets.com, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And she's got all different colors. She got different colors, sizes,
whatever,
and they're pretty neat.
Yeah, so there's a little video out there about her. You can watch. We put it on our page. It's a great thing that she's doing, and she's very excited about her bracelets. And Wholesale Guitars they've done a wonderful job at stepping up to help her with her mission at hand.
Yes.
So you want to check it out. Go to emily'sbracelets.com, see what she's got, what she's selling, and help her reach her goals to support the Special Olympics.
Yep. And we also talked the other day a little bit about the face masks that the Wholesale Guitars that they were trying to get together to make face masks for the law enforcement officers.
Right.
Their goal was to make 2,500.
Right.
Well, they've surpassed their goal. Right now, they're sitting at 2,650 masks that they've made and distributed.
And they're giving these away.
Yes.
To the officers. So.
Yeah.
So that's a great thing. So
support
local businesses. Check out Wholesale Guitars for all your guitar needs.
That's right. They got all kinds of stuff.
They do.
They're doing online lessons right now.
They are doing online lessons.
That's pretty cool.
Yep. It's guitar, bass guitar, ukulele, and mandolin.
Yeah.
So you can check them out. Wholesale Guitars. All right, what's next?
All right, so we go through all that. Chesterfield Community Church.
That's right.
Is doing a blood drive this coming Wednesday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. They are located in Chesterfield at 7110 Woodpecker Road. That's way out Woodpecker Road.
That's in the country, y'all.
Yeah, that's right.
Y'all gotta go to the country. Gonna eat a lot. Oh wait, give some blood to donate.
Yeah,
something like that.
You didn't think that thing through before you started, did you?
I didn't.
Impulses. See what impulses do?
So what are the times on the blood drive?
It's going to be from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Okay, on Wednesday.
And that's Wednesday, May 13th.
We will share that on our page, so you'll see it if you want. Are they doing that by appointment? Did you say?
It didn't say. I didn't see all that on there. So all it is see the thing that they sent.
Okay. Well, we will share it on the page, and you can get the information.
But they do have contact information and stuff on there, so you could do it by appointment or whatever. I'm sure that if it's not, you have to stand 6 feet behind the person in front of you.
I'm sure.
So I remember I used to get blood all the time when I was still working.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Well, right now I think there's a shortage, and they really need folks to do that. But I want to take a second and say hello to Mama Shirley. She had joined us. Hey, Mama Shirley.
That's good.
So what's next?
Okay.
Next is some deep stuff.
Well, no. Well, I did. They've been talking about the farmers been having problems. Some of the farmers been having problems, right? But they're getting their stuff out and everything. Well, there's one farmer. He took a stimulus check.
Yeah.
And I heard that he bought some baby chickens.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It turns out he got his money for nothing and his chicks for free.
No way.
So he's no longer in dire straits. That was good. That was my music. That was my music joke for the day.
Wah, wah, wah. Money for nothing and his
chicks for free. You like that, didn't you?
That was great.
Did you scratch that off the list? I love that. That's a good joke.
I got a song in my head.
That's right. So I'm going to leave you with that. All right. So now it's your turn to take over.
No, but the next one is your story.
Oh.
All right. So we're going to talk about the elephant in the room.
Yeah, the elephant in the room. The elephant in the room is the coronavirus.
That's right.
We have been a little bit silent about what our thoughts are on that. I don't want this to become a political platform by any means. But I've seen a lot. There's a lot of stuff floating around right now, and I go on social media all the time. I try to avoid some things. There's a lot of stuff you just can't avoid.
Yeah.
What I've noticed a lot is a lot of Christian brothers and sisters out there, fellow followers of Christ, um, becoming overly politically charged, as far as,
Yeah.
in my opinion, to a degree.
Now, as we talk about this is our thoughts
This is
and
our opinions.
our personal opinions. This is not, we're not going against anybody and what they think.
No,
We see both sides of the fence, both
Yeah,
sides of the story.
It's tough in my situation because I do see both sides of the story of the
Yeah.
situation. Because on one hand, I've always been, uh, I guess, considered a pretty heavy constitutionalist,
Mhm.
which I believe I believe that Constitution is non-negotiable. Anything in it is non-negotiable unless it's negotiated in the right fashion.
Right.
And that's the amendment process. It's long, arduous, very hard to do.
Right.
If it wasn't very hard to do, we'd have 8,000 amendments to it by now. But um, I've been seeing a lot of stuff out there. People I know, people I don't know, but people posting a lot of stuff. Some is kind of not nice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't bode well with the position that the church will do that which is the people
Right.
should be following according to what the Gospels say. But I posted an article from Brian Haynes. I posted on the Tri-City Talks web Facebook page.
That's right.
And it's a pretty good read. It's Bible based, but it's a very good read. It's kind of a short read. I know we have I got a couple of bullet points right here. Basically, what it is he's a pastor in the Bay Area Church in Texas, and he was asked a question by one of his people. It says, "What are your thoughts towards the uproar of believers posting conspiracy type things online, especially today?" He says, "I feel overwhelmed by the amount of fear and disunity."
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've noticed a lot of that too, and I've been kind of feeling, I'm going to pull, both ways. Up until I kind of read this article, I'd read some other stuff. I read another article earlier this week. I'm not going to mention, but it kind of made me a little bit angry. You know that,
Yeah.
And that does cause disunity within the church.
Right. Right.
And Lord knows we don't need any help being attacked
Mm-hmm.
from within when we're being attacked from the outside anyway.
Exactly.
So that is just definitely a tool that Satan is using to get at the church.
Yeah.
Well, basically what Brian Haynes broke it down in some bullet points
Okay.
as to what his thoughts are and what appears to be most biblical to him. I mean, I'm not saying everything is black and white all the time,
Right.
but this goes along with what my beliefs are also. And so I kind of like to think he's right because I would like to think I'm right. And this has been bothering me for a little bit because you and I have talked about this ad nauseum probably. Well, he says right now this is the worst of Christianity in America. Conspiracy theories are birthed in fear. This is all very convoluted at the grassroots level because people don't trust leaders for good and bad reasons. In short, basically what he is getting at is his beliefs are that the virus is real.
Yes.
We all know it's real. To what degree it's real, we don't really know, and nobody will probably ever know.
Right.
We do know it. We do know it's bad. We as Christ followers should do our best to be responsible citizens of obedience to our God, who teaches us to pray for and submit to our leaders as far as possible without disobeying God. At this point, I know people are concerned about churches being closed,
Right.
or when they say the churches are closed, you can't go to church. Well, that's not necessarily true.
No.
The building where the church meets
is a building.
and they're closed, right?
The building is closed.
That's right. There's not saying that small groups of people can't meet together here or there, but the church can still practice what the church does.
That's right.
And that is to put the word of Christ out there.
That's right.
And I think that a lot of churches have really stepped up. Way Church, the church we go to, being one of them,
Right.
That has really stepped up to the plate and is putting themselves out there in a new way.
That's right.
Via social media, any way we can. And I've noticed a lot of people that would not normally come to church are doing church.
Are attending church.
That's
now.
right. So,
and that's because there are a lot of people that are hurt, have been hurt by churches, and never wanted to go into the building. I know a lot of people. I can count on two hands people that have told me I will never set foot in a building because I was hurt. But now we're outside of the walls, and people have an opportunity to sit in their own home and listen and get what they need without that fear of going in and being hurt.
Well, that, and a lot of people, I mean, let's face it, a lot of people don't want to be inconvenienced with getting up out of bed and going to church.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Having to get all fixed up and gussied up. Although I don't, I get up and I'm a casual dude. So even when we're even playing on the praise team, I'm just casual. I just, hey, I'm here, I'm here. And that's a wonderful thing. But some people don't even want to do that. They're at the point where, they want to surround their PJs and drink coffee and listen about Jesus. And that's a good thing. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
As long as they're listening.
Because one day that will feed their hunger to attend.
That's right.
To attend a church with other believers.
Right.
Because it's fun once you get into it. And but anyway.
What were some of his other points?
All right. Let's see. Okay. So we've all heard these conspiracy theories about, is a radioactive bat from Mars or whatever,
right.
Or it was, it was conceived in this lab by
mad scientist
Victor Frankenstein,
Yeah.
And no, it doesn't matter.
That's right.
And one of those other points is, okay, that brings to this one. It says the virus could have been manufactured in a lab in Wuhan, or it could be a natural viral perfect storm kind of thing. Who knows at this point? And it doesn't really matter.
That's
it says don't focus on a conspiracy with where it came from, whatever. That's something totally different.
Yeah.
And that doesn't have to do basically with the kingdom of God. Focus on the kingdom, and that's all you need to focus on when it comes to the spiritual aspect of it.
Right. We need to focus on God and what He's doing right now, and not what this virus is doing.
One of these days they'll trace it back and all that stuff, but that doesn't have anything to do with the way the church operates.
No.
That's something totally different. All right, let's see. The next point is God is using all this for His glory and our good. We should trust Him. And I don't know if you remember the old tomfoolery books and musical things that came out. One of the quotes from that was sometimes you have to get sick, my boy, before you start feeling better. And I think what that means to me, and when I thought about it, is sometimes you don't know how good you've got it.
Right.
Sometimes things aren't perfect. Nothing is ever perfect in this world. But right now, we are at a point where we can still reach people.
Right.
We can reach a lot of people, and we can still stay connected with our church family, via social media, Zoom meetings, whatever. A lot of those are kind of fun anyway, sometimes. But right now, we have it very good. And sometimes, but now knowing what we know, we had it a whole lot better before, even then when we didn't think it was all that great.
Right.
It's
an eye opener.
So when it comes to a point after we've reached a lot of people and built the kingdom back up, then we can go back to our place of worship, our houses of worship.
Right.
You know what I mean? And really have a good time
Right.
and really appreciate it then more so than what we did before sometimes. Because I know a lot of times, sometimes you just forget things. You forget what you got.
Right.
Don't know what you got till it's gone.
That's right. Yep.
All right. Next point is obvious who's walking by faith in a biblical way in this season. You got to look for love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Man, I tell you what, I had problems with a lot of those things before.
Yeah.
You know, the love part I tried was pretty good at. The joy part I was pretty good at. A lot of the other stuff, man, it was tough.
Yeah.
It was really tough.
It is tough.
And so it was tough then. And I can imagine what people are going through now.
Right.
Now, though, for me, I have gained a lot of these things back during this time.
Yeah.
Because I've been able to look at things in my life and the way my life has been.
It gives you, it's kind of a major reality check.
Yeah, because
just stop and see what's going on around you.
Hey, the mailman's going by. All right, we got mail.
Squirrel.
Sorry.
Carry on.
Yeah. So, yeah, and I think what happened when I had to write down my testimony, both major parts of it.
Right.
It brought me back to understanding. Man, I've been doing a lousy job at this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I forgot all about this that I got back after it was taken away from me or whatever.
Right.
So I was able to kind of see where I was at. And I noticed when I was reading this article, I was like, man, I really worked on a lot of this stuff personally since we've been out.
Right.
And kind of stuck around here. And I wasn't even really trying to, it just happened that way. And that is the thing that, God is using all this for his glory. And that kind of goes along with that because he's helping some people to learn. He's helping a lot of people get back to where they belong.
Well, and the other thing, the bigger piece of this is right now, God is teaching our pastors to come out of the box, to come out and have to do things in a whole new way from what they're used to doing. So he's bringing them up. He's training them more. So he's furthering their education on ways to meet people where they are.
That's right. And it's kind of like a fertilization process.
Yeah.
To where they're producing more and better types of fruit, different types of fruit.
And the funny thing is, you sit here and you look at the daily, numbers that they're feeding on what the coronavirus is doing, and it's this and it's this and it's this. Well, how many plants, how many seeds are getting planted through this process for the harvest, that when all this is over, this harvest is going to be massive. So many people are going to come, to know God through this. Anyway, go ahead.
It could be. I mean, and
you just think about it. I mean, because the pastors are kind of seeing online what's happening. The numbers are up on the live feeds, and this is a person I don't know, and this is a person I don't know. Well, how is this ministry to them, and what are they going to do, and are they going to come to know Christ, and who are they going to tell? Kind of like the virus is a silent, deadly, spreading thing. This is new life.
Well,
that's being created as we speak.
Yeah, it's like a tulip bulb or something. You know what I mean? It's like the seed, like just planting the seed. Well, the seed might not produce right now,
right?
But eventually, it's going to crack open and.
That's what I'm saying.
And go, yeah.
When it does,
you just don't know when it's going to.
The harvest is going to be huge.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. So within American Christendom, there appears to be a divide driven by political alliance and personal economic interests. This isn't good within Christianity because it shows many Christians in America are party or pocket first, then kingdom second or third.
Right.
And I got to go along with that too. And there was a long time ago, I was guilty of this too. I'll go ahead and put it out there. Actually, the kingdom normally end up coming in third behind the party and pocket thing.
Right. I think we've probably all been there once or twice.
Yeah, and look, there's no sense in denying it because God knows. I'm not going.
But thank God we have redemption.
That's right. And once I finally learned to put the kingdom first, the partying pocket things don't mean that much difference to me,
No.
except in the right time.
Right.
At election time, yeah, I'm all about the political process
Right.
and making the best choice for what I believe is going to move our kingdom forward.
That's right.
Or the God's kingdom forward also.
That's right.
And not hinder it. And the same with the pocket thing.
Yeah.
As far as like with tithing and things like that. When I think about the kingdom first, I think that's when I believed I moved into the tithing stage.
Yeah.
Whereas before, when I wasn't thinking about the kingdom, I was thinking about the pocket first. The tithing thing
that got left behind.
Yeah, and it did, and
it's easy to do.
Yeah, well, it should definitely be the other way around.
That's right.
Let's see. So I got a couple more points here. According to the Bible, we live in the end times. The time is relative to our very limited perspective, and God is above time. See, I've been my whole life, since before I could even understand what language was, I've been hearing, we're living in end times. We're living in the end times. Well, yeah, we could be definitely living in the end times. But like I said today, God's Rolex is different than our Rolex. It moves time a lot differently than what our time moves. And what we believe is the fast ramping up to when the final trumpets blow.
Right.
To God, that could be, who knows, thousands, tens of thousands of years. Who knows?
Right.
We just don't know. Like I say, our perspective of time, especially as God knows it, is not even close.
Yeah, and one example where we've been doing a little thing on Noah's Ark, and we were looking at one of the little devotions that we saw on Noah's Ark. It talks about in Genesis, and it talks about in like the first few chapters of Genesis. It talks about Adam and Eve, and she ate the forbidden fruit, and all that happened, and it was just 3 chapters later.
Yeah,
in Genesis.
Yeah, God's like, we got to stop this, and he destroys the earth.
He destroys the earth and all the people because everybody is, gone against him and they're evil, and
so we got to start over.
And that's when Noah's building the ark. So 3 chapters later, you've got generations of people.
Yeah.
So what is time?
What is time to God? What is time? To us, it's.
So we don't know. And the bottom line is we have to be ready. We have to be prepared. So you have to know where you're at with God and where you stand.
Yeah, but I think a lot of what they're talking about is a lot of people are so focused on everything being the end times.
Yeah,
they forget about today.
Yeah, they have to worry about today.
They forget about sowing seeds today, so that God can reap them tomorrow.
And isn't that in the Word? I mean, isn't that what God wants us to do before He comes? He wants us to reach as many people as possible.
That's right.
To get them saved, to tell them about the love of Christ.
Yeah.
So, what's your next point?
Okay, next point is our role, whatever it is, whether it is our last day on earth or the last day of the earth, is to press into mission. We love God and we love people, and point everyone to Jesus in love. See, that's where we're going with that.
Right.
Is you can't be so end times minded or conspiracy minded or whatever that you forget what our main goal is.
That's right.
And our main goal as followers of Christ is to bring others along with us.
That's right.
Yeah. And so we can lead them towards Christ too.
Mm-hmm.
And then once we lead them to Christ, then they can do the same. So it's just then we should grow exponentially.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that some of that comes out of this situation. And there's more to this, a little bit more to this story. It's not a whole lot. It's kind of a short read, but it knocks down a whole lot of the angry militant Christian stuff we got going on out there right now. And there's a lot of that going on. It's sad to a point. I really would like to see us become more unified and understand that we need to support our leaders, our government leaders to a point, but our church leaders more so, because it's a tough job right now that they've got.
It is.
It really very is. Tough job. Anybody in any leadership role in a church body right now is feeling it. They're working it. So,
And it's a big decision, and you feel like, the weight of the world is kind of, the weight of their congregations on their shoulders. It's not enough that a pastor already has, he has to answer for his decisions for his flock. You know what I'm saying? But now, with what the governor's doing, with trying to reopen Virginia, whether you're for or whether you're against, we're kind of mixed emotions on both sides. But the pastors have to make the decision if they're going to open him with what he said today. If everything goes as planned next weekend, that he's going to allow churches to possibly open at 50% capacity. The pastors have to decide whether they're going to step forward in that and go forward and keep doing that, or whether they're going to sit back and say, "Oh no, let's give it a couple weeks and wait and see," because
let's see if this thing.
let's
see if this thing blossoms again like it did the last time.
Yeah, because
explodes.
It could go. It's so scary. Because the virus is still there, the virus is still real. People are still getting sick. The numbers are still up. The numbers really haven't.
Actually, the last 24 hours have not been very good.
No,
in the state of
they
Virginia.
haven't been very good in the state of Virginia.
So Yeah, church choirs are close
because they were
congregation
in close proximity.
And
so it's a hard thing right now. We need to pray for our pastors and our leaders and the ones that are having to make these decisions. I can't say I would want to be in a position to make that decision.
I don't understand the 50% capacity thing. Who decides who and gets
who
what?
Gets to come and
in
who
the
gets
50% and all that? That's a lot of logistical thought to go through.
But when you think about it, okay, so they're going to let restaurants who have outside seating open up, or outside seating and curbside only, okay? But they're saying a church can meet 50% of its capacity. What if you're one of these big churches like up in Richmond and got 3,000 or 4,000 people? Well, 50% capacity is
a whole lot of people.
A couple thousand people.
A whole lot of German people.
So, if you want to talk about conspiracy theories,
well,
there could be the theory of, okay, are they doing this for churches just to shut them up and wipe them out? Because the virus will spread quicker.
Just never know.
These are things that you think about, but in the scheme of things, with this article and talking, we shouldn't be concerned with these.
Yeah, we try not to think about conspiracy too much.
But you just don't know. And my prayer and what I've said all along, and I preach it here at the house, and we pray about it, is that the evil will be revealed. That those who are out there trying to stir up these things and have these things happen, that are doing it not for good but for evil, that it's revealed.
Yeah.
Because it's scary, but it is a scary thought. Opening churches back up, they're not doing that with anybody else, but the churches 50% capacity. And then that's true. How do you know? What if you open up and you got a family, oh man, we really need Jesus and we're coming to this church, and you go, sorry guys, we're at 50% capacity today.
We're half full.
We're half full. We can't let you in. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's a sad truth of this too. And that's what I was thinking this afternoon after I heard him speak when he was telling the current state of affairs or whatever. And yeah, but I don't like talking about the serious stuff too much.
Mm-mm.
There's too much seriousness stuff in the world. But I do want to please ask everybody to think about what is best, what would be best for the kingdom, and pray what would be best for the kingdom moving forward to do. Right. Even we don't have to change things week to week. You never know.
And I think it's gonna be ever changing, because they're not gonna know. And what I'm afraid of is that they're gonna start opening back up. And I believe he's done this to appease people so that they can reopen the state. But if the virus is still out there, the virus hasn't gone anywhere. And these numbers are going to pop up. But what people don't stop to realize is it's the group you're in. Like, someone could go out to the grocery store and get the virus and not realize they have it and be a carrier. And then they're going around, 15 other people that they could infect. The problem is it's silent. It's a silent killer.
It's invisible too.
Yeah, and you don't know who has it or where it's at. They did something downtown this past week, and their slogan was, "Come on out. We have a virus-free environment that you can come to."
Yeah, it's clean. We cleaned up, but it doesn't count for all the people that brought it in with them when they showed up to this virus.
So you can't say that and protect anybody. Anytime you walk out the doors, like playing Russian roulette.
At this time,
At this time, right now, with things that are going on.
And I hate. I'm the worst two words that have been put together ever right now is new normal. This is the new normal, but there's nothing normal about
it. No.
The new normal.
No, there's not.
So it changed. It's going to be something that changes every day.
Yeah.
Every week, every month, whatever.
Yeah.
Will this thing ever go away? Maybe. It might.
Well,
you just don't know.
We're making history, guys.
I know you and I have different views on vaccinations. You think vaccinations are the Antichrist? I think that if we didn't have vaccinations, I don't think anybody would hardly be here on this planet now.
Yeah.
I mean, I know all you any vax people out there, anti-vaxxers, bring it on, whatever you want to do. But it got rid of whooping cough, bubonic plague. The list goes on and on and on. Vaccinations have eradicated diseases.
They have.
Totally eradicated them. And vaccinations also with the flu tend to help you not get the flu or to lessen its severity.
That's right.
And they say, well, the flu kills all these people. Well, it might. But are those people that actually got a flu vaccination that are dying from this at a higher rate than people that did get the vaccination? Anyway, we'll talk about vaccinations on another show.
No, we won't.
But like I say, we're husband and wife. We disagree. We don't let it come between us. That's right. If she wants to suffer with the flu,
and I did
all year long. She did it twice this year, folks, and I didn't. Mr. Lung Condition did not get the flu, not one time.
By the grace of God.
By the grace of God. But also, I got a vaccination. So you can argue that. I think it's the grace of God done myself.
I know it's the grace of God.
I like to think that. But but like I say, it's okay to disagree with people. Like I say, me and her disagree. That's one thing we don't agree on everything. That's one thing we disagree about. We don't argue about it and fight about it. I would hope that Christians would do the same. All fellow followers of Christ would do the same and not fight and argue about situations that arise doing kingdom business. Yeah. That's where we're at. Yeah. That's why I was getting out of there.
Okay. So, and I would say if you as you move forward and things try to get back to normal and they open the state back up, when you go out, be mindful. Watch out for yourself. Be mindful of the people around you too, because you just don't know.
Yeah, wash your hands.
Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. I don't know, but we try not to talk about this stuff. We didn't want this show to be a show where we talked about political stuff about the virus. We wanted it to be an upbeat, fun show where we talked about good things that are going on in the community. And there are some great things going on in the community right now.
Yeah, and we're going to try not to talk about this much anymore. But I just thought I felt a need to get out there about Christians falling to conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
Because I think conspiracy theories are definitely an attack when it comes to our spiritual walk with Christ.
Yeah, and we got to not focus on that because it will consume you, because there have been times when, here just over this period of time that we've been dealing with this since March, it's gotten to me, and it's like, what, are you gonna let the fear of the world come in and just take life out of you? Or are you gonna trust the peace of God, the peace in the,
It's not so much just fear either, it's anger.
It is.
It's anger that a lot of folks have, Christians including, followers of Christ included, with the constant anger and anxiety, and it all plays to each other. And this is what we want to try. We want to try to help people to avoid, and because it's hard to live a life on this earth and prepare for your life in heaven.
That's right.
When you have those feelings all the
time. Yeah. So don't let the conspiracy theories get you. Don't listen to the fake news. I just say trust God, don't it? I've turned the news off. I don't even listen to it anymore because you don't know what's true and what's not.
Well, the only thing I'm looking for now is to see if they're gonna send out a murder hornet stimulus check. That's hard to say.
Murder hornet stimulus check.
There you go.
Well, that's our story, and we're sticking to it. So we need good stuff to talk about.
There's been some good stuff to talk about this week. I mean, we still have some more stuff to talk about. The Braves and the Nationals are tied for
Really?
first place right now.
Really?
Yeah, because they're all tied because there's 2 games playing right now.
I was gonna say, who's playing? Because I'm not there.
I love it.
So Steve joined us. Wholesale
Yeah.
Guitars. Thanks for joining us tonight, Steve. We did talk about you. We didn't talk bad though. We talked good stuff about.
Not
Steve
all
and
bad
Wholesale.
anyway.
Yeah. So y'all need to visit Wholesale Guitars and support the local businesses.
Well, look,
It's
if
important.
anybody's wanting to learn how to play an instrument and you thought about it for a long time, kids or adults, it doesn't matter. Like I say, they're doing online lessons, so that might be fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, I ought to take up the mandolin.
you should. You should. Speaking of fun, I have a package arriving on Monday.
A package of fun.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Is it a guitar?
It's a nice bass. I hope it gets here. It's come from the other side of the world, just about.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I said, "Oh, it'll be there on Tuesday."
They just didn't say which one.
Yeah. So, well, that's all we have for tonight, isn't it?
Yes, I do believe that's all we have for this evening, and we should have some more fun stuff coming up Tuesday. I think Tina's planning on doing karaoke, so she's going to sing a couple of songs and put on a show.
Nope. Nope, not me. Not me. We'll have to let you do that. But
all right, folks. Well, remember to join us Tuesday and at 8:00. And as things start opening up,
be
we
safe.
ask you to be safe and mindful and take care of yourself and your family.
Yeah.
And your neighbors.
Absolutely.
Don't forget to look after your neighbors.
All right, guys. Well, y'all have a great weekend. Oh, we got to close in prayer.
Go ahead.
All right. Well, let's close out in prayer, guys. Lord, we thank you for this time and this opportunity to come and join our friends here on social media, Lord, that we can just talk about things that maybe concern us or bother us, but we know that we can bring these things to you, Lord, and you'll help us in on. Lord, we pray for all of our friends out there that you keep them safe during this time. Father, watch over them, protect them, Lord, and help them to just walk in your light and be a ministry tool to others. Lord, we just thank you for who you are, God, and we just ask that you go with us through the weekend and keep us guarded and protected. Father, we just thank you and praise you and we ask it all in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. All right, guys. Thanks so much for joining us. And we look forward to seeing you back on Tuesday night when we won't be so serious.
That's right. And Tina's doing karaoke.
Whatever. 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 Feel your banana, whatever.